Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English Podcast. I'm David, and today I have the amazing Sarah joining me. Sarah, how's your day going?
Hey everyone. Thanks for having me, David. I'm doing great. And honestly, I'm so excited about today's topic because it's something we all struggle with.
You know what's funny, Sarah? I bet 90% of our listeners are mispronouncing at least half of the words we're going to cover today. And these aren't even difficult words.
Exactly. These are everyday words that you probably use multiple times a day. But here's the crazy part. Once you fix just these 10 pronunciations, people will think you're fluent.
That's the power of getting the basics right. And I have to tell you, last week I was talking to a student who fixed just 3 of these words, and her confidence skyrocketed overnight.
I love hearing stories like that. And the best part? You don't need years of practice. With the right technique, you can master these in just 1 week. So grab a pen, get comfortable.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to finally sound like a native speaker with these common words, hit that like button right now and subscribe for more pronunciation secrets.
Trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll wonder why no one ever taught you this before. Your English is about to level up in ways you never imagined possible.
All right, Sarah, let's dive into something that's going to completely change how our listeners approach pronunciation. What we're dealing with today is what I like to call the hidden sound phenomenon in English, where letters literally disappear or transform in ways that seem impossible when you first learn the language.
Exactly, David. And this is where so many English learners get frustrated because they think they're doing something wrong. But here's the truth. English pronunciation follows patterns that are completely different from how words are written. And once you understand these patterns, everything clicks into place.
Think of it this way. English words are like icebergs. What you see written on the surface is just a small part of the story. The real pronunciation is hidden underneath, and that's where the magic happens. We're going to teach you how to see through the spelling and hear the actual sounds that native speakers make.
And here's what makes this technique so powerful. We're not just going to tell you the right way to say these words. We're going to show you exactly why they sound the way they do, so your brain can start recognizing these patterns in other words too. It's like learning the secret code of English pronunciation.
The technique we use is called sound mapping. We map out where the stress falls, which letters vanish completely, and which sounds blend together. Most people try to pronounce every letter they see, but that's actually what makes you sound like a beginner. Native speakers are masters at dropping, blending, and transforming sounds.
What's really cool is that your mouth already knows how to make all these sounds. You just need to train it to put them in the right places at the right times. We're essentially reprogramming your pronunciation muscle memory. And the beautiful thing is, once it clicks, it becomes completely automatic and natural.
And here's something that might surprise you. These pronunciation rules aren't random or chaotic. There's actually a logical system behind them. And once you learn this system, you'll start hearing English differently. You'll notice sounds you never heard before, and words that seemed impossible will suddenly make perfect sense.
The best part about mastering these 10 words is that they're like gateway words. They contain sound patterns that appear in hundreds of other English words. So when you fix these 10, you're actually improving your pronunciation of potentially thousands of words without even realizing it.
All right, everyone, it's time to dive into the good stuff. Let's start with our first word that drives me absolutely crazy when I hear it mispronounced. Comfortable. Most people say comfortable with 4 clear syllables, but listen carefully to how I say it. Comfortable. That middle part just melts together, and the stress hits that first syllable hard.
Perfect example, David. And here's word number 2 that'll blow your mind. Vegetable. I hear people saying vegetable all the time, putting the stress in the wrong place and pronouncing every single letter. But the real pronunciation is vegetable. We completely drop that middle syllable and make it flow like one smooth word.
Now, here's one that's absolutely evil. Wednesday. This word looks like it should be Wednesday, right? Wrong. Native speakers say Wednesday. That first D completely disappears. It's like the letter doesn't even exist. And once you know this, you'll start noticing how many English words have these invisible letters hiding in plain sight.
Oh, and speaking of evil words, let me hit you with colonel. This one breaks all the rules. You'd think it's colonel based on the spelling, but it's actually pronounced kernel, exactly like the popcorn kernel. The spelling comes from Old French, but the pronunciation evolved completely differently. It's like English is playing tricks on us.
Here's another sneaky one. Island. Most learners want to pronounce that S because it's right there in the spelling, saying island. But nope, it's simply island with the S completely silent. The same thing happens with salmon. That L just vanishes, making it salmon, not salmon, like most people think.
And let's talk about often. This one actually has 2 acceptable pronunciations, but the traditional and more elegant way is oven with a silent T. Many people say of 10, and while it's not wrong, oven will make you sound more sophisticated and natural to native speakers who know the traditional pronunciation.
Here are our last 3 rapid-fire. Receipt, silent P, so it's receipt. Psychology. That P at the beginning, gone. It's psychologi. And finally, det, silent B, making it simply DTT. See key. These silent letters exist because of the word's historical origins, but modern English just ignores them completely.
What's amazing is that once you learn these patterns, you'll start recognizing them everywhere. Words with silent letters, dropped syllables, and unexpected stress patterns become predictable. Your ear will start picking up these details naturally, and your pronunciation will sound effortless and native-like without you even thinking about it.
Sarah, let's talk about why fixing these specific pronunciations is going to be absolutely game-changing for our listeners. When you master these 10 common words, something incredible happens. Native speakers immediately perceive you as more fluent and confident, even if the rest of your English isn't perfect yet. It's like these words are the foundation that everything else builds on.
That's so true, David. And here's what's really fascinating. Research shows that when you improve your pronunciation of high-frequency words like these, your overall speaking confidence increases dramatically. You stop second-guessing yourself because you know you're nailing the basics, and that confidence radiates through everything else you say in English.
Exactly. And think about this. These aren't obscure vocabulary words that you might use once in a while. These are words like comfortable, Wednesday, and vegetable that come up in everyday conversations constantly. So every single day, multiple times a day, you're demonstrating your improved English skills without even trying. It's like passive improvement that compounds over time.
What I love most is how it eliminates those awkward moments where people ask you to repeat yourself or give you that confused look. When your pronunciation is clear and natural on these common words, conversations flow so much more smoothly. People focus on what you're saying rather than how you're saying it, which is exactly where you want to be as an English speaker.
And here's something really cool that happens. When you fix these foundational pronunciation issues, your listening skills improve too. You start hearing these patterns in native speakers' conversations, movies, and podcasts. Your ear becomes tuned to the real rhythm and flow of English, not just the textbook version that most people learn in school.
Plus, there's this wonderful psychological benefit that happens. You know how sometimes you avoid using certain words because you're not sure how to pronounce them? Well, when you master these 10 words, you actually become more willing to take risks with other challenging pronunciations. Your fear of making mistakes decreases significantly because you have this solid foundation to build on.
The professional benefits are huge, too. In business meetings, presentations, or job interviews, clear pronunciation of common words like these creates an immediate impression of competence and professionalism. It's not fair, but people do judge language ability quickly, and getting these basics right gives you a massive advantage in those crucial first impressions.
And perhaps the best benefit of all is that this creates a positive feedback loop. When people respond more positively to your clear pronunciation, you feel more motivated to keep improving. You start seeking out more opportunities to speak English, which accelerates your progress in all areas: vocabulary, grammar, fluency, everything. It's like these 10 words unlock your entire English potential.
All right, everyone. Now comes the most important part: turning this knowledge into actual results. Here's your step-by-step action plan that's going to transform your pronunciation in just 7 days. First, grab a piece of paper right now and write down all 10 words we covered. Don't just think about them, actually write them down, because the physical act of writing activates different parts of your brain and helps with retention.
Perfect start, David. Now here's step 2, and this is where the magic begins. Use what I call the slow motion technique. Say each word at exactly half the normal speed, really exaggerating the correct pronunciation we taught you. This might feel weird at first, but you're literally training your mouth muscles to move in new patterns, and slow practice is how athletes and musicians master complex movements.
Step 3 is absolutely crucial. Record yourself saying all 10 words using your phone's voice recorder. Then play it back and compare it directly to our pronunciation from this episode. This is uncomfortable for most people, but it's the fastest way to identify exactly where your pronunciation differs from the target. Your ears will pick up details that you miss while you're speaking.
Now here's step 4, and this technique is pure gold. Practice the contrast method. Say the word the wrong way first, then immediately say it the correct way, then say it wrong again. This creates a clear contrast in your brain between the old pattern and the new pattern, helping you break those deeply ingrained habits that have been holding you back for years.
Step 5 moves us from isolated practice to real communication. Use each of these 10 words in complete, natural sentences. Don't just repeat comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. Instead, say things like, "I feel comfortable speaking English now," or "This comfortable chair is perfect for reading." Context makes the pronunciation stick in your long-term memory much more effectively.
Here's step 6, and this is the secret that separates successful learners from everyone else. Practice for exactly 5 minutes every single day for 1 week straight. Not 30 minutes once, not an hour on the weekend, but 5 consistent minutes daily. Your brain needs regular, repeated exposure to build these new neural pathways, and consistency beats intensity every single time.
Step 7 involves using technology to your advantage. Find English podcasts, YouTube videos, or movies where these words appear naturally, and listen specifically for them. When you hear Wednesday or comfortable in context, pause and repeat it exactly as the native speaker said it. This bridges the gap between your practice sessions and real-world English usage.
And finally, step 8 is about accountability and progress tracking. At the end of each day, record yourself saying all 10 words again and save these recordings with the date. By day 7, when you compare your first recording to your final recording, you'll be amazed at the transformation. This isn't just practice, it's documented proof of your improvement that will motivate you to keep going.
Now let's talk about the mistakes that can completely sabotage your pronunciation progress, because I've seen these same errors destroy months of hard work in just a few days. The biggest mistake I see is what I call letter obsession, trying to pronounce every single letter you see written. English spelling and pronunciation divorced each other centuries ago, so treating them like they're married will keep you sounding like a beginner forever.
Absolutely, David. And mistake number 2 is rushing through the practice process. I get it. You want results fast, but your mouth muscles need time to develop new movement patterns. It's like going to the gym and expecting to lift heavy weights on day 1. Start slow, build the foundation, and speed will come naturally once your pronunciation muscles are properly trained and coordinated.
Here's another killer mistake: practicing without a mirror. Your lips, tongue, and jaw position are crucial for these sounds, but most people practice with their eyes closed or looking away. Get a mirror, watch your mouth movements, and compare them to native speakers. You'll be shocked at how different your mouth position is from what it should be for clear pronunciation.
And this one drives me crazy. Silent practice. I see people mouthing words or practicing pronunciation in their heads, thinking they're making progress. But pronunciation is a physical skill that requires actual vocal cords, breath control, and mouth movements. Silent practice is like trying to learn piano without touching the keys. It simply doesn't work for building real speaking ability.
Mistake number 5 is the perfectionism trap, trying to fix every pronunciation issue simultaneously. Your brain can only focus on a limited number of new patterns at once, so attempting to correct everything creates cognitive overload. Master these 10 words first, let them become automatic, then move on to the next set. Systematic progress beats scattered effort every single time.
Here's a subtle but deadly mistake: practicing only in isolation instead of natural speech patterns. When you say comfortable by itself 50 times, you're not preparing for real conversations where it appears in flowing sentences with rhythm and intonation. Always practice your target words within complete phrases and sentences that you'd actually use in real-life situations.
Another huge error is inconsistent practice timing. Cramming 3 hours of pronunciation practice on Sunday and then nothing for 6 days teaches your brain that this isn't important. Your neural pathways need regular reinforcement to solidify new patterns. So 5 minutes daily beats any amount of irregular intensive practice sessions you can imagine.
And finally, the mistake that breaks my heart the most: giving up after a few days because progress feels slow. Pronunciation change happens in layers, not lightning strikes. Your improvement is building even when you can't hear it yet, and usually around day 5 or 6, everything suddenly clicks into place. Trust the process, stay consistent, and prepare to be amazed by your own transformation.
Wow, what an incredible journey we've been on today. We started by uncovering the hidden patterns in English pronunciation, showing you how words like comfortable, Wednesday, and kernel have secret sound rules that native speakers follow instinctively. Then we gave you the exact step-by-step system to master these 10 game-changing words in just 1 week using techniques like slow motion practice and the contrast method.
And we didn't just give you the what, we gave you the why and the how. We explained how fixing these foundational words creates a ripple effect that boosts your confidence, improves your listening skills, and makes every conversation flow more naturally. Plus, we armed you with the knowledge to avoid those common mistakes that sabotage most learners' pronunciation progress before they even get started.
Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick 3 of these 10 words that you struggle with the most. Practice them using our system for the next 3 days, and then come back to this video and leave a comment with a complete sentence using all 3 words. We read every single comment, and there's nothing we love more than celebrating your pronunciation victories with you.
And listen, if you made it all the way to the end of this episode, that tells me something important about you. You're serious about improving your English fluency, and you're willing to put in the work to get real results. That's exactly the kind of mindset that creates massive transformation. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're just getting started on this pronunciation journey together.